Okay, welcome everyone to the 2025 Candidate Forum. This is a great opportunity for all the chapters and students to get to know a little bit better the candidates and volunteers that are willing to run on the ballot this year, and who's shown an extreme interest in helping to participate in and guide Ada Kappa Nu in the years to come. So my name is Ryan Bales. I'm the 2025 president-elect, or past president of Ada Kappa Nu, and responsible for nominations and appointments this year. Before we get into the candidate statements, let's talk a little bit about the election details. So the election will run from October 1st to November 1st. Every active chapter gets one vote. If you're watching this and your chapter isn't active, please get in touch with us and we'll work with you to try to fix that. The election process is really important. It's important to us that all the chapters, as many chapters as possible, participate. So much so that this is one of the core criteria as part of the key chapter recognition. So we really want you to look over the material. We encourage you to look over the bio statements and position statements that we have on our website. Watch this forum as a group and talk about this as a chapter and come to a decision for your voting. We'll send the ballot to the chapter faculty advisor and to the president, so please make sure that information is up to date in the system. So this year we have 5 positions on the ballot. We've got the president-elect, as usual, the Region 1 and 2 governor, the Region 7 and 10 governor, 1 governor at large, and 2 student governors. And just as overview, there are 4 regional governors and 4 at-large governors on the board, and those terms are offset so that we don't have too many of them cycling off the board at one time. So we provide some continuity that way. Only the chapters that are in Region 1 and 2 will vote for the Region 1 and 2 governor. Likewise, only the chapters in Region 7 through 10 will vote on the Region 7 through 10 governor, and all the chapters will vote on the remaining positions. All right, we have several candidates as part of the forum, and so we'll ask that everyone keep their bio and introductory statement to about 3 minutes, and then I'll ask a question that you can respond to in about a minute to a minute and a half. Our first candidate is Logan Wilcox, one of our candidates for student governor. Logan?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm going to apologize in advance for not having my video on and any background noise you may hear. I'm currently at a workshop trying to figure out if being a professor is the next steps for me. With that in mind, I'm a PhD candidate in electrical engineering at Missouri University of Science and Technology. I'm currently the student governor for 2025, so seeking essentially re-election. Additionally, within HKN, I'm also involved with the conferences committee, helping plan SLC for this year in Ann Arbor, which I hope to see you all there. I'm also a member of the chapter administration subcommittee, where we help just put on workshops like the one we had this last weekend. I'm also a member of the alumni engagement committee, where we're working on developing programs to recognize outstanding volunteers and initiate some programs to enable some content creation for young professionals, sort of build and continue to give resources to that young professional sphere. Within my local chapter, Gamma Theta, I was the treasurer for a full year, and I'm currently the vice president. Outside of HKN within IEEE, I'm also involved with the Instrumentation and Measurement Society, where I serve as the graduate student representative on their equivalent board of governors. And involved in a number of committees there, including education, membership, and then the Distinguished Lecturer Selection Committee. Also, technically, I'm involved with the Non-Destructive Evaluation and Inspection Technical Committee and Radiation and Nuclear Instrumentation Systems Technical Committee. And then finally, within IEEE, I'm a IEEE Day ambassador for 2025, where I'm repping both the IMS Society and also HKN at my local chapter, where we've partnered with our department to sort of put on a department picnic for the entire campus. And yeah.
Okay, thanks, Logan. So my question for you is, what is a value or benefit that you think students are looking for in Ada Kappa Nu and that we need to improve? And what is a value or benefit that we're currently delivering well?
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. So I'll start with what we're doing well, just to kind of flip it and lead into what we can improve. So I really think that HKN does a great job with the resources it provides chapters. And then, this comes in many different forms, such as the webinars, the conferences, the workshops, videos on YouTube, the lectures. There's so many different avenues that I think HKN puts on to support chapters. And one of the biggest ones is also the chapter support grants, where HKN is now, putting money where its mouth is, right, through the donation of donors. But there's financial support now for chapters. So I really think HKN is doing a great job there. Where I think HKN can be improving is looking at, the future of these students. Our thing is that you're an HKN member for life. You pay that fee one time, and you continue to be a member. But a lot of our programming and development is focused around, active students. And so I think that, where we can improve is looking at how do we further develop these YP programs, these young professional programs, to ensure that HKN members continue to build upon their skills that we help them sort of begin as a student and really start leveraging these skills in their workforce, whether that be in grad school, whether that be in industry, whatever route they take. I think HKN should be providing along the routes. And then, when you reach closer to retirement, or when you're, advanced in your career, you can able to start giving back to the society that gave so much to you. So thank you, Ryan.
Excellent. Thank you, Logan. Our next candidate for student governor is Patrick Shea. Patrick?
Hello, all. I'm Patrick Shea, and I'm a retired Air Force Technical Sergeant, and I'm a second-year direct PhD student studying in the field of electrical engineering at Arizona State University. My research interests are in analog integrated circuit and RF applications. And I would like to say that I did say retired Air Force, which means I have at least 20 years more experience than my wonderful colleagues that are running against me. I'm married and a father of 4 children with 2 girls and 2 boys. Starting this semester, my oldest daughter is studying computer science at New Mexico State University, and she may switch into animation eventually. But you might wonder why this 40-year-old dad is running for office in HKN. It's just because I believe in the HKN mission. I think it's great that our chapters are always on the front lines providing service in our communities and bringing engineering to K through 12 students and college students alike. And I would say that for student governor, I have 3 skills that I think will help me through the process. First being continuous process improvement. Through the years in the Air Force, I took many classes on learning how to improve workflows and improving on process efficiencies. Second is leadership. I was in the Air Force for 20 years, and I completed 3 levels of leadership academic training. And during one of my training sessions in Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, our Distinguished Graduate Award, which is a peer level award and also includes academic. The top 10% of the class also gets this award. And then in HKN, I served as Vice President of the Epsilon Beta chapter, and I have been the student chapter advisor for the past 2 years. And third skill is training. I just like to teach and mentor, and I've held many positions as an instructor over the years. And it's the greatest part of my life is helping others learn to do better.
All right, thank you, Patrick. For you, we have the same question. What is a value or benefit that you think students are looking for in HKN, and what is a value or benefit that HKN is effectively implementing today?
Okay, sure. I think students are looking to become better professional leaders and working towards designing state-of-the-art technologies for the betterment of humanity. I think HKN does a good job providing these opportunities to be successful here, but there may be an instance where chapters may go dormant, like through the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think it may be necessary to find ways to become more sustainable so that there's more chapters that have the opportunity to provide service to communities. And I feel like our key chapters and outstanding chapters could be benchmarks for that success, where they can help us train maybe the younger chapters or the chapters that are struggling to provide that service for the year. I did talk about a guidebook that might help in my proposal, and we can maybe talk about that at a later time. And value that I believe HKN is most effective delivering is our community, I think, is our greatest asset that provides students through the many initiatives like graduate mentoring programs, chapter leadership calls, leadership launchpad, SLC, and our many other conferences. We're preparing students for their futures and strong academic and industry leaders. For instance, whenever our chapter goes to SLC, we grow a lot stronger, and we take those lessons back and we make our chapter better for the next year.
Awesome. Thanks, Patrick.
Sure.
Okay, next for our third candidate for student governor, we have Serena Canavero. And Serena couldn't join us live, but she pre-recorded this video. So we'll see if this plays.
Hi, everyone. I'm Serena, one of HKN's 2 student governors for this year. I'm based at Polytechnic University of Turin in Italy, where I'm a computer engineering master student. And why am I here today? I'm running again for student governor because HKN has been central to me, to my journey in the past 3.5 years. First as head of the communication committee, and then as president of MUNU chapter, where my team's work was recognized with the Outstanding Chapter Award. And I've devoted these years to supporting HKN's vision for excellence and service. And I'm running again to bring my program to the next level. This year, alongside my colleague Logan, I've organized monthly chapter leader calls to support you in your roles as chapter officers. And next year, I want to bring this further by organizing strategic discussions aimed at sharing chapters' expertise. Second, I think our society collects bright and motivated students that companies are actively seeking. So I want to create an HKN program that offers tailored internships both with companies and research labs in order to help us find not only a job, but a job that really matches our passion and interests, even when they are niche. For instance, this year I invited Pixar Animation Studios to Pathways to Industry conference in order to go in this direction of a larger project I envision for next year. Third, our society counts more than 270 chapters worldwide, and this inspired me almost 2 years ago to create a new format, an international hackathon that could bring together chapters from all over the world to solve real-world challenges and come together. Fourth, one of the key benefits of HKN, one of the things I like most, is the inspiration you can draw from this incredible community. And this is why the mentoring program is so dear to me. This year, I've helped chapters one-to-one develop their own local alumni programs. Next year, I want to bring together what we learned in order to open this global mentoring program HKN already has also to undergraduates. And in conclusion, I would like to cite our founding member, Maurice Olcar, who said that one of the prerogatives of youth should be to be able to dream. I've come to believe that HKN is the right place to dream big and also act on those dreams together. So let me end by telling you that I'm really honored to have served you this year as student governor and would be grateful for your trust once more. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Serena. Our question for you is, what is a value or benefit that you think students are looking for in HKN and that we need to improve? And what is a value or benefit that HKN is most effectively delivering to students today?
So I think that students would benefit from a stronger guidance on HKN side in helping them choose the right career path, because engineering is such a broad discipline that finding the right path, at the first trial can be tricky. So we can help them through, for instance, this joint companies and research lab internship program and aid them during their studies. While a key benefit HKN already offers, I think it's the three conferences we hold every year, and specifically the Student Leadership Conference, which comes at a really affordable price and is high quality. So that on one side. And the second is the chapter support that HKN offers in the form of training, one-to-one calls and mentoring and support grants. So I think this really helps you in your work and journey as a chapter officer.
Excellent. Thanks, Serena.
Thanks, Ryan.
So that was the last of our three student governors. Just a reminder, we had Logan, Patrick, and Serena, and we're voting on them to fill 2 student governor positions on the board. Okay, next we'll move into the candidates for president-elect, and Julia Kirkici is our first speaker. Julia?
Thank you, Ryan. Technology sometimes gets you. I couldn't unmute myself. Thank you for this opportunity, everyone. I am a professor of electrical and computer engineering over 30 years so far. And right now I am with the University of South Alabama. Previously, I was hired to University of South Alabama to be the department chair of electrical and computer engineering. During my time as department chair, the HKN presence was not very visible. Theta Lambda chapter was pretty dormant, and working with the faculty advisor and students for the last 5+ years, we have been key chapter of HKN. Previously, I was with Auburn University. That was my first job. That's where my students actually nominated me to become a HKN member. So that is a side chapter of Auburn University. I am still an affiliate professor with Auburn University. And while I was at Auburn, I have taken a couple of sabbatical leaves to work at NASA and Wright Air Force Research Labs 2 different times. With these experiences, I have come to understand that how important it is for the students. When the opportunity came for me to be a part of HKN and serve as a member of the Bridge editorial board, and I jumped on it, and it has been so far is a very good experience. And of course, I served in a when it was needed, an acting editor-in-chief for the magazine, and I jumped in and I supported and helped. And we have a very prominent and highly read magazine and high-quality articles supported by volunteers and staff. My other IEEE activities are pretty strong. Currently, I'm the president of Transportation Electrification Council, and previously I was the vice president of publication. And you can read many other positions that I have held in the IEEE leadership. So with all these experiences, and I am very, very happy and honored to be here to present my case to you all.
Yeah, thanks so much, Julia. As we celebrate the 15th anniversary of the merger between IEEE and Eta Kappa Nu, what is the strength of each group, and how can it help the other?
Yeah, it is a very excellent question, and I'm glad you asked that question. As many of you know, that especially the long-term volunteers, the importance of IEEE and its global reach, and it is the largest membership of IEEE has the largest membership globally in science and technology field. So that means that we, as a technology professionals and academicians, we reach to the multiple areas of the technology and multiple communities and societies and globally in every part of the world. That's great. And that's the strength of IEEE and the volunteer-run, staff-managed organization that creates technology, disseminates technology for the benefit of humanity. As I mentioned, when I became a HKN member, when I was inducted to HKN, I was with Auburn University at that time. HKN was a standalone honor society. Its visibility was prominent only in the United States. When it became a part of IEEE, and I was I was a society president of dielectrics and electrical installation, and I strongly supported it. Later, and I was on finance committee, and I supported HKN being part of IEEE financially. The importance of the HKN and becoming IEEE, I think, is a great thing because it gives an opportunity to merging two strong components of volunteers and professionals and students. We serve students. These students are tomorrow's future professionals. If we don't help students to achieve what their reach is, we're not doing our job. So with that in mind, and I think the strength of HKN being honor society and more focused on excellence at recognition and in developing students and professional leaders through its emphasis on scholarship, character, and attitude, fostering a strong community of service-oriented individuals with excellent academic records, we are merging these two ideas together to build stronger community, stronger leadership, stronger technologies, and stronger service to communities and humanity.
Yeah, thanks so
I
much,
think-
Olivia. That's
yeah,
great.
Sure.
All right, and our next candidate for president-elect is Marcus Huggins. Marcus? Oh, you're still muted.
All right. It's been almost 6 years, and I still can't take myself off mute. Now you told me I only had 3 minutes. I have a PhD in engineering, also got a PhD in talking. So I'm gonna do my best to keep everything under 3 minutes for you. I'm very happy to be here and be considered for this opportunity as president-elect for IEEE-HKN. As you can see here on the slide, I currently work as an executive director of client relations for the National GEM Consortium. Essentially what we do is we make sure students can go to graduate school for free. And that's what I do. And I've been doing that almost 20 years. Spent over 25 years working with organizations like 3M and Bell Labs and the Department of Justice, FBI, as well as Texas Instruments. And I believe that all of these things culminated because of electrical engineering. I would not have had a chance to walk in any of these doors without electrical engineering. So electrical engineering is very important to me. And actually, if you think about Marcus Huggins, let me just give you 3 E's or a ECE acronym so you can remember me. The first one is education. As I mentioned earlier, education has been very, very important to me. My mom is an educator. She taught over 41 years in the Cyclones Public Schools. Most of my mentors taught at the university level, and those are the individuals that have always invested in me. The one I like to definitely point out is Dr. Steve Watkins. It's always kept me close to HKN and then IEEE once the merger happened. The next one is employment or career. As I mentioned, I've worked at various organizations. I actually had a chance to also go back to my alma mater, which is the University of Missouri Science and Technology. And so S&T just changed my life because it gave me the opportunity to grow into a very strong engineer. Then it also, as you think about employment, now I get a chance to work with students. And that's kind of a great opportunity because if you spend half of your career learning what it is to be an engineer, now you can spend the second half of your career helping those learn that same skill as well. So this has been a lifelong journey for me. It's given me an opportunity. And then the last one, E, that I'll say is encouragement. I spend a lot of time encouraging students, sometimes anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 students a year, helping them reach their fullest potential in engineering and science. Also, I like to say freedom or free. And I always say you can't spell free without an EE. So we're involved in everything out there. So I really want you all to know that if given the opportunity, I would love to be able to do that as well. And one last thing I'll throw out there is I've had a chance to help raise over $20 million as well. I've been working at the National GEM Consortium as well as because of the benefits and some of the efforts, the organization received the PASM Award, which is the Presidential Award for Excellence in Science, Engineering, Math, and Mentoring. So very excited about that. And so I'm looking forward to working with you, whether in this capacity or any other capacity. This organization is an outstanding organization. I'm looking forward to continuing to serve. Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus. Same question for you. As we celebrate the 15th anniversary of the merger between IEEE and Eta Kappa Nu, what is a strength of each group and how can it help the other?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the strengths in IEEE actually is as my colleague already kind of outlined earlier, is the technical excellence, the resources, the mentoring, the networking. Those are the things that really IEEE brings to the table. If you think about the organization, formally has been around for a little bit over 60 years. But if you think about the organizations that it was built on, it's clearly over 140 years. So if you're going to build something, I always say, you're going to build something tall, the way you know how big it's going to grow is how far you dig deep. And IEEE has dug really deep in so many organizations, through our divisions, through our societies, and through all the other tangential things that we have to the community. And so IEEE is definitely the bedrock of what we can do, as well as it brings this breadth of individuals, because by being an electrical engineer, you can join IEEE. And then it gives you that opportunity to delve in and continuously grow as an electrical or electronics engineer. So that is the strength of, I believe, of IEEE. Now, the strength of HKN really is the bedrock of looking at scholarship, service, and definitely our leadership. And so if you think about what those two organizations can do together, one, you have all of this information and this vast network working together. And then you bring these very solid folks that are very adept in their craft as engineers and their leadership, and then they're willing to serve. That is such a great combination where the two can just grow together. And that's what we've been doing for the last 15 years. And the sky is the limit.
Thanks, Marcus.
Okay.
That's great.
All right.
All right, so there you have our two candidates for President-elect, Julia and Marcus. And next we'll talk to our regional governor candidates for regions 1 and 2. We'll start with Barry Tilton.
Audio and video check?
Yeah, we hear and see you.
Hear me? Okay,
Yeah,
great. I was just trying to, I've been having a little intermittent signal, so just making sure you got me good now. Okay, hi there, Barry Tilton, HKN member over there. As you can see, the relatively short term, I was one of the ones who came in as a professional to the ADA chapter, and I'm very grateful for the fact that I did. It's been a wonderful experience so far being part of the organization and participating in what goes on. My main role with IEEE right now, as you can see, is I'm the president-elect of IEEE. In the 6 regions, at some US, I'm going to be leading the charge there on those activities next year. Also active in societies, working as the VP of Industrial Relations for AESS, and just picked up, since this bio was put out, for the Temps Society. That being said, this things I would really like to participate and be involved in, because I greatly value the necessity for education service as a way forward into the organization and in engineering society writ large. With what's been going on the last couple of years with changes in young career advancement, I think the role that HKN plays in inspiring is huge to that, making those that work in the new operating environment. And so I believe that there's a big role for members who are already active to mentor and such. And I'll talk more about that if given the opportunity during my question. But other than that, I think that summarizes. Also, Air Force veteran, 20 years of service, retired, and active in industry for the last 20 after that. So that's me.
All right, thanks, Barry. My question for you is, one of the top goals identified in HKN's 5-year plan is to build a community of students and professionals who share the principles of Eta Kappa Nu. What are your thoughts on how we can advance this goal, particularly in regions 1 and 2?
From where I was sitting, that's actually the perfect segue to continue the dialogue I was talking. Anyway, the world is changing, and region 1 and 2, especially the political environment, drives very much what goes on in industry and government and operations and things like that that affects the engineering population. And to support community advancement for our members is to support the community itself. If we can have professionals in engineering and software and the other disciplines we support working effectively, then we can maintain a strong society growth. The goals of HKN being in the direction of honor and service make us sort of the logical place to support leadership. The Eastern U.S. corridor, which is the area we're talking about right now, has a very large concentration of traditional and evolving engineering jobs. And working in partnership between the folks who are actively in their careers and nearing the end of their careers to mentor folks coming into the new disciplines should allow us to keep an active presence and invigorate the economy and the value of the organization writ large. So in order to make sure I don't oversee your time, I will stop with that, but that's really my focus.
All right, that's perfect. Thanks, Barry. Our next candidate for Region 1 and 2 Governor is Ashanti Maxworth. Ashanti?
Thank you. Yes, I'm Ashanti Maxworth. I'm right now an associate professor in electrical engineering at the University of Southern Maine. I got tenure very recently. This is my first month as an associate professor. I'm originally from Sri Lanka. It was Region 10, where I got my undergraduate degree in electronic and telecommunications engineering. Then I completed my master's and PhD at the University of Colorado, Denver. Then I moved to Saskatchewan, Canada for a postdoctoral position. And I was inducted to IEEE-HKN Theta Zeta chapter in 2017, the year I graduated with my PhD. And the chapter was dormant for about 20 years at that time, and then we revived the chapter at that time. And I'm right now the main section chair for IEEE. I have been with IEEE for a while. I started giving back to IEEE after I got the IEEE Life Member Graduate Study Fellowship in 2013. And after that, I thought, okay, this is my time to give back to IEEE. So since then, I have been an IEEE volunteer at the IEEE Denver section, as well as I was somewhat involved while I was in Saskatchewan. After I moved to Maine, I became highly involved with IEEE, and I have held IEEE Maine section secretary, vice chair, and currently I'm the chair. So I'm happy to have this opportunity to talk to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashanti. So the same question, one of the top goals identified in HKN's 5-year plan is to build a community of students and professionals who share the values of Eta Kappa Nu. What are your thoughts on how we can advance this goal, particularly in regions 1 and 2?
Absolutely. So my thoughts are not very different from Barry's thoughts, because after I was thinking about this because I recently became the interim IEEE Student Activities Committee representative for Region 1. So one of the goals is to revive a lot of student chapters. And I have been thinking in Region 1 and 2, especially I'm from Region 1. So in Region 1, we are a small community and we are kind of spread across a large region. So therefore, everybody knows everybody. And when it comes to our students, the scholarship section is very strong, and same case with the professionals. But the issue comes when it comes to the service aspect or the character attitude, because nobody really have any time to give without really getting anything in return. So I was actually thinking, okay, like if we can do some community projects that are beneficial for both the professionals and the students, that's our carrot for them. So that will attract them to contribute their time and effort, because at the end of the day, it's all goes back to how much can I do within the limited time of the day. And as actually Barry was mentioning, the seasoned professionals can be the mentors for the students, and the students get engineering, real world engineering experience through these types of initiatives. At the same time, the seasoned professionals they are actually getting their name out, their company's name out, and recognition from IEEE-HKN. So IEEE-HKN can be this bridge in this matchmaking process between the seasoned professionals and the students, and developing community projects and then conducting those which are beneficial for the local community, and then from there it can be grown into the regional and national levels. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ashanti. And so there we have our Region 1 and 2 regional governors candidates, Barry and Ashanti. Next, we have the regional governors for Regions 7 through 10. And our first speaker is Matteo Alacio. Matteo?
Hi all, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Matteo Alacio. I'm a researcher at Polytechnic Torino, Italy. And I would like to start introducing myself, starting from not just what I do as a researcher, but also from the HKN standpoint. As a researcher, I'm working on semiconductor device modeling, focusing on devices for optoelectronics and photonics, developing advanced models for innovative design and next generation of devices. From what concerns HKN, I started my path since I was throughout my PhD still in Torino, and I follow all the steps, starting from being a simple member of the community, and then I've been an officer. Especially the officer part was right after the pandemics. So I faced a lot of issues there at the time, having the difficulties of rebuilding the community within my chapter, and having the opportunity to see on how different chapters actually may struggle throughout these hard times. After that, I decided to run for the 2023 student governor, and actually I was the student governor that year. That helped me still contributing not just to my own chapter, but to the chapter throughout the world, supporting from that position with the different chapter leaders call. Since then, thanks, I continue volunteering, being part of the chapter administration and activity subcommittee, where we developed the program of the workshop, trying supporting even more the student, remembering what I had to face when I was an officer. I know what it means being from a region where there are not so many chapters. There are just 3 in Europe and 1 in Italy. So it's something that it was hard to face, and we try to support all the chapters spread out throughout the world in a way that is possible to grow the knowledge, to spread the knowledge of how it is to run efficiently an HKN chapter and how to support students throughout the world. This is the background that I started from, and thanks to the workshop, I started sharing this knowledge, and I would like to continue contributing throughout this position as Region 7 to 10 governor.
Thanks, Matteo. The geographical and cultural diversity encompassed by Regions 7 through 10 pose a challenge unique to the Region 7 through 10 governor. What opportunities do you see for strengthening and growing Eta Kappa Nu in those regions? And are there other units of IEEE that could help with that?
Thanks for the question. Well, it's something that aligns well with the HKN also strategic planning, in the sense that strengthening the global community, especially from Region 7 to 10, but also the other region, is something that can be valuable to bring the sense of community throughout the world. And I think that throughout those regions, and I saw it personally when I was an officer in my chapter, the possibility of how HKN adapts to the local chapters throughout the different universities and the way of working with the different universities can really support students throughout the different approaches that they have. And as the chapter grows and it becomes successful, it can give back with successful leaders that can support the local society and in general the global community. So this is something that also with the support of some of the other IEEE organizations, thinking to the IEEE Young Professional or some of the other society, can be achieved. and it's a path that I hope to see and support if I will be elected.
All right. Thanks so much, Matteo.
Thanks to you.
Our next region 7 through 10 regional governor is Tom Murad. Tom?
Thank you, Ryan. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we hear you well.
Yeah. Okay, good morning, everybody, again. My name is Tom Murad. I'm the sitting director for Region 7 as we speak until the end of this year. And for my portfolio of employment, I have a long-term career, and I've been the last position that I had was the vice president for engineering, technical excellence, and academics. I took an official position for employment for Siemens in Canada, in charge of all engineering disciplines within this global organization for about 12 years. Before that, also I was the COO of another engineering design, build, and manufacture and commission company that was in Canada and in general North America. And prior to that, I've done a lot of work in projects in manufacturing, research, and beside that, I had an academic portion of my career as well, teaching along my industrial career all the time. At the time being, I'm an adjunct professor at Guelph University in Ontario in the topics of mechatronic systems and control systems, which my PhD is in. And also I have a consulting company, my own consulting company, that I do some sort of, let's call it fun work that I'm doing to support based on my 40 plus experience in engineering in multiple areas. On the, let's call it out of curriculum areas, I've been with IEEE for a long time, but officially in a leadership scale, I was the IEEE Toronto section, which is the largest section in Region 7 or in Canada. And in my time, we had like the highest membership level that we know. Also, I'm very well known for my passion for women in engineering, students, and YP, where those days were probably they call it the golden times for those affinity groups. Same thing happening now in the last 2 years that have been within IEEE Canada. And this goes because something I have always to speak about is I'm a third generation engineer. My father was an engineer. My grandfather grew up in an engineering family. So engineering is not just a job for me. It's a passion. It's a mission. That explains why while my very, very busy part of my career as VP at Siemens, I started the Siemens Academy to build the leaders in engineering for that company for the future. And the Siemens Canada Engineering and Technology Academy is categorized as one of the most successful academies for industry certification and qualification and skills enhancement. I'm a fellow of Engineers Canada, fellow of Engineers Institute of Canada. Also, until recently, I was the chair of IEEE Railway Electrification Technical Committee, and I sit at least on 3 or 4 different boards. One of them is the PCAP, which is post-secondary education quality for my province in Ontario for the 6 years, which actually quality control the programs for the academia, and I'm the engineering member for the last 6 years. That's on that side. I have multiple awards. One of them is the IEEE Canada Medal for education. And this is not for traditional education. It's probably for my academy as well as other achievements. And I've been inducted as a member of the Order of Honor of Engineering for Ontario for professional engineering, as I sit on the licensing committee also for PEO, which is Professional Engineers of Ontario, for the last 25 years. So many of those things have been, and I've been also in the students organizations leadership since I was 14 or 15 years old. So I've been in the students organizational life in the good days and the bad days and so on from multiple angles. But what I'm proud of is I have mentored probably during that career hundreds of successful engineers that I'm very, very proud of during my career and after my career, which I'm still in contact with a large number of them.
Okay.
I'll stop
Thanks,
here
Tom.
because otherwise I'm going to carry on. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
So real quick, in about 30 seconds, what opportunities do you see for strengthening and growing HKN in regions 7 through 10?
Yeah, I think I mentioned that I have that passion, and I did my homework with HKN. I've been with HKN since 2022, and I've been honored to be so. I think it needs a lot of understanding of multiple cultures, and that is the challenge that anybody who's seeking this governor position to do. I'm proud to say that I was born in in the Middle East. I studied in Europe. And I then in the last 30 years, I've been North America resident of Canada. So that gave me an opportunity in addition to my career where I worked almost in all continents in all IEEE regions and worked in different environments. So that gave me the opportunity of understanding all cultures, if I may say so. Living in Canada gave me that opportunity because Canada is an immigrant society from all levels of, so understanding the cultures is very, very important. Where from the statistic I seen, we have a lot of opportunity. You call it challenges, I call it opportunities, because out of 270 chapters globally, we have almost like just less than 30 chapters.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Yeah.
It's great to hear from you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Tom. And so for our region 7 through 10 governors, we have Mateo and Tom running. And next we have the governor at large position. Our first candidate to speak is Tom Coughlin. Tom?
Thanks. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Great. So I'm Tom Coughlin. I've had over 40 years of experience in industry. I've been an engineering manager, senior executive. I'm president of Coughlin Associates. I create reports in digital storage and memory, provide industry consulting. I founded and organized major industry events, including Storage Visions Conference, which is a partner event for the Consumer Electronics Show for over 12 years, and a media and entertainment focused creative storage conference. I've been general chair of the annual FMS for 11 years. So I write about storage and memory for Forbes.com. I've published over 500 articles, book chapters, reports, and a book on digital storage and consumer electronics. I have 6 patents. I have a BS in physics and an MS in electrical engineering from the University of Minnesota, with a minor in material science, as well as a PhD in electrical engineering from Shinshu University in Nagano, Japan. I'm an IEEE Life Fellow. I have a long history of IEEE leadership, including as president of the IEEE last year, president of IEEE USA, director of IEEE Region 6, chair of the Santa Clara Valley section, and general chair of the 2011 Sections Congress in San Francisco. I was on the IEEE Board of Directors for 6 years. I've also been active in IEEE technical activities at the Consumer Technology Society and the Magnetic Society. I'm a member of 7 societies, several councils, and have been involved in various IEEE Future Direction Committee initiatives, as well as IEEE standards. I participated as a speaker at several HKN student leadership events and IEEE Volt training. I was a founder of the San Francisco Bay Area HKN Alumni Group. I have served in many IEEE committees and various IEEE organizational units, was chair of the IEEE Public Visibility and the New Initiative Committees. I successfully nominated 2 IEEE medalists and 2 IEEE engineering milestones. I was a co-founder of the IEEE Rising Stars Conference for student young professionals. I received an MGA Leadership Award in 2020, also received leadership awards from the Consumer Technology Society and the IEEE Santa Clara Valley section. I am active in various industry and professional organizations as well. Now, as IEEE president, I focused on keeping our younger members and getting students to become IEEE young professionals. Since most of our students end up working in industry, my biggest priority was increasing IEEE's, my second priority was increasing IEEE's engagement with industry and our value to those involved in the practical applications of technology. Some of our accomplishments last year were creating a 5-year strategic plan for 2025 to 2030 and increasing the focus on IEEE on doing public good. This year, we published our first IEEE Public Impact Report with the goal of increasing these activities. We also increased the IEEE Medal of Honor from a $50,000 prize to $2 million. This year, our first recipient was Henry Samueli, who donated his prize to the HKN. I hope that I can help HKN put these funds to good use. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. While the HKN regional governors have some specific responsibilities to the chapters in their regions, the governor at large role can vary quite a bit based on the needs of HKN and the talents of the governor. Here we have our list of strategic goals for 2025 through 2030. Which of these most resonates with you, and how would you like to work with the board to advance it?
Sure, thank you. So I think these are all worthy goals, and I would do my best to help with all of them. However, I will address that first goal to develop future leaders to promote the ethical advance and use of technology to benefit society. And I think we have a rare opportunity with that donation from Henry Samueli to make investments that can help us promote this and our goals. Now, one of the activities the IEEE board funded last year was creating an event just before our IEEE annual honors ceremony that would bring together accomplished early career professionals with IEEE medal winners and other high-profile people to network, mentor, and be inspired to do great things, perhaps someday themselves being IEEE medal candidates. This started as a half-day event during the Tokyo honor ceremony activities this year, but is intended to expand to a 2-day event by 2027. I think that Eta Kappa Nu members and alumni would be great candidates for participating in this event, and I would like to help connect our IEEE laureate organizers with HKN to make this happen. I also think that we can use the donation from Dr. Samueli to increase the outreach that our organization has on campuses globally to enable university chapters in our global network to develop outreach, educational, and leadership initiatives. We could also increase our engagement with the public with additional educational outreach, increase the awareness of our service culture and the principles of the Eta Kappa Nu, and to increase engagement with our programs. I hope that you will give me the opportunity to work together to make this happen. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. Excellent sense of timing. And last but certainly not least, we have Matt Francis, our other governor-at-large candidate. Matt?
Thank you. So yes, I am my day job is here as I've been an entrepreneur now for over 20 years. I've been president and CEO of Ozark Integrated Circuits for almost 14 years. I get to put computers in places that are really challenging. I've been a payload specialist for the International Space Station. I have put electronics and jet engines and downhole for energy exploration. But I said my background's been really diverse. I've had the opportunity to serve in roles in government. I'm now in my 7th year as a councilman for my city. I worked for the Air Force Research Lab in the past, and I've worked for one of the largest tech companies in the world, Hewlett Packard. So I've really had an opportunity to do a lot of different things, and that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed leveraging within my roles in IEEE. My story with HKN goes back as long as it goes with IEEE. I was inducted in the early 2000s into the Gamma Phi chapter here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, the University of Arkansas. I served as the president of that chapter for several years. And sort of in foreshadowing, I was very involved in getting IEEE and Eta Kappa Nu working together at the chapter level, and we started doing a joint banquet every year that they then continued on for decades. And so I was very pleased when the merger actually happened, because I said I saw the power of that early in my career. But at the region level, I've been serving as a director on the board. I had the opportunity to serve with Tom in developing the strategic plan that he referred to, and we really having integrated Eta Kappa Nu into our activities at the region level. We started with a professional induction ceremony last year. We did a really unique joint chapter ceremony, including multiple chapters as well as the professional chapter in our event. And this is something I really see as an opportunity for us to continue to work together with the chapters and our regional units. And the kind of the crazy thing is, we all work together. We just do what we think is the right thing. But we have seen that there must be some fruit being born here, because it said 47% of the global HKN membership came from Region 5, the U.S. Southwest, this year so far. So I'm really proud of what our volunteers are doing and leveraging Eta Kappa Nu. And I started in IEEE as a section chair and have been very involved in the geographic side of IEEE. And then one of my most proud awards as I was on the IEEE side is I was given the IEEE USA Entrepreneurial Spirit Award in 2023. Not just for what I've done with my business, but where I've had the opportunity to mentor other young people in starting businesses, and that goes all the way to my weekly work with my robotics club in my local community.
Excellent. Thank you, Matt. So again, let me advance here. Since the role of governor at large can vary quite a bit depending on the needs of Eta Kappa Nu at the time and the talent of the governor, which of these goals for 2025 through 2030 most resonates with you, and how would you like to work with the board to advance it?
Yeah, I said I agree that these are some fantastic goals, and they're all linked. But the one that really resonates with me is community, because that's what I've seen with Eta Kappa Nu for myself and within my regional activities. I mean, if you look at what Eta Kappa Nu, it is fundamentally a network of leaders. IEEE, one of the best ways I've heard IEEE described is a network of networks. And with Eta Kappa Nu as our network of leaders, we have the opportunity to better connect the student chapters with professionals. And I said, I think that I heard this alluded to in other candidates' statements is, what do we do with those that we induct through their whole career, connecting them with their chapters, as well as those that we induct professionally, and how can we get them involved with our chapters? The chapter is really core to what we are in Eta Kappa Nu. I have lifelong friends that I made at Gamma Phi, and so how can we extend that community to all of our professionals? And I think the opportunity we have is leveraging the fact that we are part of IEEE and that global network that goes back 141 years to every section, every corner of the earth. And so that's what I see as the opportunity. What I could bring to this is how we leverage things like our global geographical membership network, and better connecting our past past inducted members, as well as our newly inducted professional members, and also helping our chapters get their distinguished alumni re-engaged and maybe inducting them at the chapter level, and building their own little local network of mentors for the students there at the chapter and through their careers.
Outstanding. Thank you, Matt. And there you have it, our slate of candidates for the 2025 Eta Kappa Nu election. To our chapters, please also be sure to look at our candidates' biographies and position statements in making your voting decisions. Your vote is really important to us. There are a lot of different ways we try to get feedback from the chapters to help set our direction, but the election is by far one of the most direct. And finally, thank you to all of our candidates for joining us here today, for all you've done for IEEE and Eta Kappa Nu and our profession as a whole, and the inspirational examples that you've set. Sean, Jim, Nancy, any closing comments?
I think just a thanks to all of the candidates for both the crisp and insightful discussion in response to the questions. Look forward to working with whoever's elected out of this election, and what an outstanding slate we have, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I just want to echo that, and just I know everyone is very busy, and there's a lot going on with everyone in their volunteer and professional lives we just heard, and so we really appreciate you dedicating this fraction of your time to HKN in particular. And again, whether or not you're elected, we please hope that you will want to be involved, and we will try to find places where you can be very productive.
Yeah, thanks, Sean and Jim.
We definitely have a wealth of talent and wonderful people running, so we're very fortunate as well as blessed to have so many people to help with Eta Kappa Nu and to be interested in the growth and to support the mission and vision of our honor society. So I'm grateful to each of you, as well as the current leadership.
Yeah, we have outstanding candidates. There are no bad choices. If only every election could be like this. All right, so thanks again. Be sure to vote, and we'll see you soon.